Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Create This Book, Diamond Painting Edition. This is our third episode, so let's jump right into the prompts. We've got 2 prompts today, so let's start with create a solar system. Draw planets in orbit around a star, name each of the planets. It took me a long time to figure out what prompt I wanted to do this week, but when I saw this one, I had to pick it because I've always wanted to diamond paint space. The only problem is this diamond painting is a little bit too big. I always knew that eventually I would have to cut some of these diamond paintings in order to fit them in the book, but I never realized how heartbreaking it would be.
This feels terrible to do. I don't like it.
I bet.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Once I cut it out, this is what I was left with. I knew I couldn't get all the planets in the picture, but I did manage to capture 6 and the sun, which I think is the most important part because that's what the planets will all orbit around. This diamond painting has 34 colors, which means I'll have to break out my diamond painting tower. Now let's get started. So I had a difficult time picking out this week's prompts. I don't want to do diamond paintings only because they fit the prompt. I have to be actually excited to do the diamond painting, or it has to be something that I would not normally try, but I'm curious about. There's a ton of diamond paintings that I would like to try, but I just wouldn't display them for whatever reason, or I would have no reason to show them off. That is what this book is for. I really love this diamond painting. However, it's so big that I couldn't picture myself hanging it up and displaying it in my house. I just feel like it wouldn't fit the themes of any of my rooms, so I'd have no place to hang it. And after spending so many hours working on something so beautiful, I would definitely want to show it off. That being said, it absolutely killed me to cut this diamond painting, but I was able to salvage the rest of it. I put all the drills back into the box, and I will be working on the rest of this at some point. Of course, it won't be a full diamond painting, but I'll still have the scraps of what's left over, and I feel like I can definitely use them for something, maybe even a prompt down the road. There are so many prompts in this book. I feel like every time I go to look for a new one, there's one that I haven't seen before. And that was exactly the case when it came to this prompt. Throughout the week, I looked through the book and skimmed the internet to see if I find any good matches. I'm still pretty new to diamond painting, so I don't have a huge stash. A matter of fact, I don't have a stash at all. So I have to know what I'm doing at least a week in advance. But I didn't come across this prompt until way too late. So I had to scramble, and I couldn't be picky about the size. Once I had decided on a prompt, I ran to Michael's an hour before they closed, and I found this gem. This diamond painting is by the brand Make Market, and I've actually tried them before on my channel. However, I wasn't a huge fan. I did a diamond painting coaster kit, and it legitimately ripped off in my hands. But I got a lot of comments of people saying that they love the brand Make Market and their diamond paintings have always been good. So I wanted to give them a try again. I must have just gotten a dud because I really liked this diamond painting. I think this whole kit was only $17 and even cheaper with coupons. Because of the price point, I wasn't too concerned about cutting this diamond painting. $17 isn't crazy. However, I don't know if I could do the same thing with the diamond painting that's worth $40 or $50. So I guess we'll have to see how that goes in the future. Last week we worked on squares and it was a little bit challenging. I think squares just require a little bit more of precision, and that can be really difficult when you're filming and there's a camera right in your face where you need to see. So for the most part for these videos, I'll probably be sticking to round drills. For me, they're just a lot more relaxing. This was one of the larger diamond paintings I've done in this book. I think this is the largest diamond painting I've done in this book, and it really flew by. It still took 3 days, but it was a very enjoyable 3 days. I'm really interested in space, so I was really excited to do this diamond painting. I have always wanted to diamond paint space because I think it's so beautiful. Specifically, the pillars of creation. I don't know if anyone could even ever make something as accurately beautiful as the pillars of creation. If you don't know what the pillars of creation are, it's basically a huge mass of gas and dust located in the Eagle Nebula, which is 6,500 to 7,000 light years from Earth. So, as you can imagine, it's not pictured in this diamond painting. I like this image so much because it looks like there's a hand reaching out from the stars, and it's just so beautiful. And honestly, extremely overwhelming. But it is my dream one day to do this huge diamond painting of the pillars of creation. But for now, I think this is a good start. Now, as for this prompt, I thought this diamond painting was perfect. You can even see the planet's orbit in the picture. Now, obviously this is our solar system because there's Earth and the Sun. However, the prompt says that I should name them. So let's just pretend this is somewhere in a galaxy far, far away, but looks very similar to our own. While I was diamond painting, I should have been brainstorming ideas for some of these planets. But honestly, while I diamond paint, I like to keep my mind as empty as possible. Just try to conserve all that brain energy. So I've been sitting here trying to think of some on the spot. I could be wrong, but I feel like most planets' names aren't really a description of the actual planet itself. Like Saturn is a gas planet. Like, I don't know, I would have just called it gassy. But whatever, I'm no scientist. So I googled, why is Earth called Earth? And it turns out that all of the planets except for Earth were named after Greek and Roman gods and goddesses. However, the name Earth is a Germanic name that means ground, which is pretty interesting and also very boring at the same time. But what I got from this information is that I can name these planets whatever I want. So it looks like the name of this first planet is gonna be Hot Cheeto because it's red. I'm just kidding. Let's try to take this a bit seriously. Since this is a diamond painting and it's so shiny, I'm gonna go with maybe names that have to do with things being shiny or crystally. So let's name this first planet Jules. On planet Jules, the surface is covered in beautiful gems and diamonds, while this next planet is covered in rocks and dirt. This planet is called Rocky, or Burnty. It's very close to the sun. I should mention, none of these planets are inhabitable. As a matter of fact, they're quite hostile, and there's just absolutely no way that anybody would survive on a surface like this. This next planet is called Diamond, and that's because it is so close to the sun, the entire planet has completely crystallized and has now formed itself into one giant diamond. I'm gonna keep Earth somewhat similar because my people need somewhere to live, but let's change the name to Emerald because the planet is green and blue, of course, but the green signifies life, and this will be our headquarters. This diamond painting had no specialty drills, but I had to add some of my own because I thought this was the perfect opportunity to add some ABs as stars. This is our first prompt. Now let's add it to the book. I stuck the canvas onto the book with double-sided tape. This diamond painting takes up the entire page, so I'll have to add the prompt to the opposite side. I glued on a glittery background, then added the prompt to the top of the page, as well as my diamond painting log on the bottom. I couldn't find a title for this diamond painting, so I just named it after my favorite space movie, which is Interstellar, and gave it a rating of 5 stars. I really love how this page turned out. Now let's move on to our second prompt. Create a word. Invent a new word by combining words that already exist. Write the definition here. This was another tough one, but eventually I came up with the word gemspiration. This diamond painting is gonna be custom, so I covered it in double-sided tape. That way the diamonds would stick to the letters. And of course, I'm gonna use ABs in my favorite color, lavender. Before we begin, I'm gonna cover the rest of the word so it doesn't stick to my hands. For this diamond painting, it was a complete experiment. I had no clue if this was gonna work out or not. I've never diamond painted like this before. I tried to make the lettering extra thick, that way I could fit as many gems on as possible. But since there's no grid, it's hard to keep all the gems aligned. I was really hoping this wouldn't turn out as just some big blob and you'd still be able to read all the letters. And I think you can, as long as you squint. I thought about doing a rainbow of ABs for the letters, but I decided against it because I was afraid it would just look like a jumble of letters and there would be no consistency to it. So instead, I decided to emphasize the two words that I'm combining, which are gem and inspiration. And what gemspiration is, basically, it's when you see someone diamond painting and you also get that urge to diamond paint. It's kind of like FOMO, like fear of missing out, but for diamond painting. But also, I think we all have at least one diamond painting we have been trying to get back to but haven't yet. For example, I just bought a set of square diamond paintings and I'm really excited to try them because I absolutely love the pictures, but I think I'm gonna need some gemspiration to get me going. I wanted this page to look kind of like dictionary.com, so I took a screenshot of the browser and edited it to fit my word, and then I glued my word to the page. The background was so plain, I felt like it needed something else. So I glued down this speaker symbol, and this is the point where I realized the entire thing is sticky, so I'm gonna have a hard time closing these pages. But I've already made it this far, so I might as well keep going. I didn't really know how I felt about this diamond painting as I was making it. There are a few parts I completely overlooked. I probably should have cut the letters out and diamond painted them or used glue to hold the drills in place. But hey, you win some, you lose some. Now let's add this to the book. Once I put everything together, it still looked really plain, so I tried adding the sticker to the headline to maybe make it a little bit better. I filled in my diamond painting log and only gave it 2 stars because I don't know. I just don't love it. I think it's very plain. Who knows, maybe one day I'll remake this page. But for now, here are my 2 prompts. It's funny because this one's actually my favorite and this one is my least favorite. But let me know what you think down below. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! If you enjoyed this video, here's another one I know you'll enjoy as well.